Okay, so we'll officially begin. All right. Can you all see my beautiful presentation? All right. So welcome to Digital Marketing for Yoga Teachers. Before we dive into what is digital marketing, let's first understand what marketing really is. Okay, so for those of you who are just trying to get to know or just trying to explore this area in your business or in your practice, what is marketing, traditionally speaking, or the textbook definition of marketing? So marketing is the activity. It is a set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. So marketing isn't just posting something on Instagram and adding a hashtag Yoga Philippines, hashtag IG Yoga FitFam, or something like that. Although that is part of the umbrella that is marketing. It is a big umbrella. There's a lot of activities involved in marketing. I'd like to emphasize offerings that have value. So when you're marketing something, you're not just putting a product or a service out there. It has to be of value to someone, and that someone will be your prospective customer or your prospective student, because we're teachers here. So if let's say, for example, you're trying to sell a service, let's say in the yoga space, you're trying to offer an advanced yoga class to your friend who has never tried yoga before. Do you think your advanced yoga class will make sense to that person? No. And if you're trying to offer a beginner course to somebody that has been practicing for 20 years, that also does not make sense to that person. So we have to find that gap, that we have to close that gap between what your prospect needs and what you have to offer. So you're going to create something of value and communicate that creation, or like putting it out there, promote it or advertise it, and then deliver it to your customer. If that customer doesn't find your service of value, it's so easy to overlook. It's so easy to get lost in the clutter. Kasi ang dami. There's a lot of information out there. We are being bombarded by a ton of information at a million miles per second. Iba-ibang ads we see on our timelines. When we go outside, we see different billboards. So it's so easy to miss whatever it is that you're advertising. So our challenge here as teachers is, how do I make sure that my post or my advertisement or my offer isn't missed by somebody who really needs it? So later on, we'll figure out how. Okay, but marketing essentially is figuring out what your audience needs and developing a service or a product that will cater to what they need. Communicate to them that, oh, I realize that this product might be something that you need based on what I've observed and based on the information that you have given me. So I'm developing this exactly for you because this might be helpful in your life. All right. So again, we have to emphasize, it has to be something of value. Okay, so moving on, what's the difference between marketing and advertising? All right, in basic terms, marketing is the process of identifying customer needs and determining how best to meet those needs. In contrast, advertising is the exercise of promoting a company and its products or services through paid channels. But now we have free advertising channels. Our social media is a free medium for advertising ourselves. In other words, advertising is just a component of marketing. Marketing is more holistic in a sense that yung part of it is identifying your customer, identifying what they need, identifying what their problems are, and then trying to come up with a solution to their problem. So I think that's also one of the missing links as to why we find it so difficult to market our classes, because it's difficult to come up with solutions for for their problems if we don't know what their problems are. Do you get my drift? All right. So now you will need your handy dandy notebook and answer these questions. How well do you know your service? All right. So I want you to answer these two questions. What product or service are you currently promoting? Try to be specific with it. What are its features, components, advantages, and benefits? If you try to just look at it as it is. So in the context of yoga, it's probably your yoga classes. Try to be specific. What type of yoga class and what are the features of your yoga class? What are your advantages? What are the benefits that your certain yoga class has to offer?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, Cindy. Good afternoon.
So, um, okay. Your question was
The
about
question
the
was, what product or service are you currently promoting and what are its features, components, advantages, and benefits?
actually for now, I haven't been focusing much on yoga, on teaching yoga because of the pandemic, and since I have this full time work, it's also hard for me to do the marketing as well. That's why I attended this session to know more of how can I eventually pursue my uh, yoga career in during this pandemic.
All right. Thank you, Cindy. Do
Thank
we
you.
have Aisha? Aisha, do you have your answers?
Hi, Teach. Hello, everyone. So, at the moment, actually, my own studio or my own shala is under construction. So, I've stopped teaching in the gym because I'm more focused in putting up my own studio. That's what I'm busy with right now, and with the social media, rin. So, good to know that there's difference with advertising and marketing because I thought, they're just one concept. So actually, with the product or service that I'm currently promoting is I'm planning to teach again via Zoom. So that's what I want to learn then, because actually most of the things I'd like to learn is about the rates, because I don't know how to charge the class, like for example for per hour or per class per head. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with that, especially here with in the Philippines. We have different rates based in the region that you are in. So that's I want to promote my, I want to promote my own branding, but really my challenge is how much should I charge? And that comes with the advertising my product or my service, because I have to learn yet how much do I charge for it, how much would it cost, like that. Then features, components, advantages, and benefits. The advantage that I really see with putting up your own studio is that I own the place. I don't have to rent the place. I don't have to to. That's been the challenge then when I was teaching in the gym, because I have to pay for the hour I consume for every class. So that's the advantage or the benefit that I would be gaining once I establish my own studio na soon. And what else? Benefits is, yeah, your place, your own rule, your own, you manage it and you run it, so you're your own boss. and then you get to invite as many students as well, and hopefully I finish the construction within this year. But we all know how the pandemic has been affecting everyone. So that's all I can think of, Teach.
Thank you. All right, let's have one more. But this time, let's focus on the benefit that we can give to the student with the current product that we are promoting or the current service. In this case, your yoga class that you are currently promoting. Who wants to share their current service or class, and what are the advantages and benefits and components of your current class? Any volunteers before I randomly call someone?
Yeah, I
Okay,
can.
Joy.
Okay. So I'm currently teaching yin yoga. So see here in yin, it's kind of more meditative.
Yes.
So that's the advantage of it. It's kind of more on hips focus and joint focus. So what I offer in my class is sense of calmness, sense of focus. That's what I offer to my students.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's continue with getting to know our own service. Or if we don't know yet, let's try to figure it out. All right. So now, earlier we were asking about your current product or your current service. Now I want to ask you about your current target market. All right. So the questions you need to answer are: who are most likely to benefit and purchase your service? Can you describe your customer demographic? Do you know their age, gender, location, income? So please write that down in your notebook, and we'll again share. I'll call on some people to share their answers after a few minutes. All right. Can we have 3 volunteers? Okay, let's have one first. One volunteer who wants to volunteer to answer about your current target market. Who is your current segment? Do you know their age, gender, location, maybe even income? Okay, I will randomly call someone. Jana, hello. Please introduce yourself and answer the questions. Jana, nakamute ka. Jana, nakamute ka. Ano ba?
Mute ka pa, Jana.
Hi!
Tayo.
Nakamute pala ako. So, late ako kasi I thought it was 3 p.m. So, 2 p.m. pala. But anyway, so I've been teaching yoga virtually since I think April 2020. And then my first student was no, students, because I thought it was just one child, and then it turns out sisters pala sila, so dalawa. And then after that, I had parents who wanted to do yoga, and then I found out na maraming parents that they want their children to do yoga with them. So I start in this I have this platform. It's a European platform called apprentice.com, and then it's from France. So most of the users are from Europe. So pasok sa banga kasi yung time difference. So okay siya sa schedule ko because I can teach in the afternoon, like 2 to 3 p.m. So since then I have been targeting people from Europe, and I have so meron akong mommy and me yoga, and then yeah, meron ako pero isa lang yung student ko, and then meron akong students, the sisters, they have been with me for over a year na. So even so that's why I am now targeting kids and parents who are middle to upper middle class, that want their children to, instead of playing with their phones and then looking at YouTube videos or doing TikTok, yung parents na gusto na maging active yung students nila. That's what that's my target audience. And then also I try to target yung mga introverts because they want private yoga. Yes. So I have yes, so I targeted that. And then meron dalawa, and then yun nga yung mga weird na nasabi ko na kay Leona sa group chat namin. Yes.
Thank
So
you. That
yun.
is, that's very specific. Very good.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So you're using a platform for digital marketing,
Yes.
and
Called
I'm sorry for teaching yoga.
yes, it's called apprentice.com. And there's also one,
Apprentice.com.
it's
Take
called
note,
yeah,
girls.
yeah, there's also one called conversite.com, pero ang pangit ng user experience nila. So I don't recommend that. Pero I had one
Can you
teacher.
please
I had one
type it
student.
in the chat box
Okay,
so
sige
that
pa
so that people can just take note of it.
Conversite.com. So nakausap
Yes.
ko yung founder, and then it's still a new website. Indian yung may-ari. So I had to I had to guide her meditation.
And also
She's
yung
Indian.
yung
She's,
apprentice din, Jana.
yes, apprentice.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you very
And
much.
then you can also try sa Craigslist. I have found some, pero wala na akong time. So, pero merong nag-inquire sa akin and they wanted me to audition, pero hindi na kaya ng schedule ko. But yeah, I have
Where
also
do you
found some.
find these things, Jana? Nano mo alam? Love it.
Well, I have been working virtually for the last 12 years.
That's great. That's a good point. So Jana is also a yoga teacher, obviously. She's been in the virtual space. She's Kombucha Philippines, if you didn't know
Hello.
already. So that's
Yes.
Jana for you. Thank you, Jana. Can we
You're
have
welcome.
another volunteer to share their current target market and the demographic of their current segment? Anyone here who wants to share? Essa, would you like to share?
All right. So for me, teach kay my given the given product is online yoga service. So online yoga, and my target market are the moms working from home. And I actually got this info when I gave them a survey form, and I think out of 20 students, around 10 students responded to the survey form, and most of them were in their early 30s to late 40s. Yun, and from Davao City. Mostly moms. Yeah. Actually, wala akong isa lang siguro yung lalaki na client, and he's from Japan. Nag-join ng online yoga. So mostly babae lahat yung teach, nag-join sa class ko.
Yes, that's very common also in my classes. It's mostly babae or pusong babae ang aking mga students. So, yeah, women empowerment, yay. All right, one more. Dottie, were you raising your hand earlier? Sige, let's have one more from you, Dottie.
Okay. Although I have a full-time job, I offered 3 classes. One is I called it gentle stretch. That's every Saturday, 2:30 to 3:30. So mostly my clients there are ka-age ko, mostly beginners, like haven't practiced yoga before. So kaya gentle stretch. So we are just doing hatha, not more on the vinyasa, just like general hatha. Then most of them, all of them are females, 30 years old and above. Yung second class ko is inside flow, yun yung heavy vinyasa. That's why yung mga students ko there are mostly teenagers. So, teenagers sila. All of them are girls. I have 4 regular students. Yeah. And they've been practicing the yoga for some time already. So that's a good input to the class since medyo advanced yung inside flow we are using Sanskrit names of the poses. Kaya, yun. Sa private yoga class ko, all of them are still females, mga ka-age ko din and older. And mostly active sila. They are doing like Zumba in other days and then yoga every Saturday 6 to 7 p.m. So that's it.
Thank you for sharing that, Dottie. I just have a follow-up question. Is it safe to assume that for each of your offer, you have uh, a different market that you attract for those classes? Magkakaibang groups of
Yes.
people yung
Yes.
na-attract ng. Yes, okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for that. So let's continue. Now, can you describe your current marketing process? Okay, can you describe the exact process from finding a potential customer, reaching out to them, negotiating, and finally getting them to avail of your product or service? And then out of 100 people that you reach, consider how many your followers are. How many people avail of your service? So, paano ka nagsisimulang mag-reach out? How do you create that awareness of your product and service? How do you get your followers to notice what you have to offer? And then how do you get them to sign up? So, ano lang yung process mo or process ng company mo or ng brand mo? How do you walk through that um, from getting them to notice you, yes, and then getting them to sign up with you? So how do you bridge that? Okay, I'll just have one volunteer for this question kasi biglang 3 o'clock na pala. O, diba? Ang bilis ng oras. Let's have one volunteer to answer that question. How is your process of getting a person to notice your offer and then getting them to sign up to your offer? Can you just briefly explain it to us? Volunteer. Okay, I'll randomly call someone. Abby, would you like to share it with us? How do you do it with Breath and Balance Manila?
For Read and Balance, we post uh, the offers, I guess, the poster classes and your schedule on our Facebook and Instagram pages. And then after that, my partner would share it in relevant groups. So, for example, we have something like a mommy and me yoga. So she would post it in mom groups or like I don't know, parent like kids, moms with toddlers group, something like that. So just very relevant subgroups on Facebook. And then what else do we do? Um, Also active parang engagement with our audience. So whenever they would engage in our post, we would message them na parang, hi, let us know how we can help you, etc., etc. And then if we have converted them and they have like gotten a class with us, we usually just message them again like, hi, we just want to check in with you. Let us know how we can help or how we can contact the teacher who has taught you yoga, and then let us know lang if you want another class, we'll give you like 20% off. Parang ganun. So yeah, that's our little process.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so I think for all of us who are already offering something online, we have a process similar to what Abby shared. We would post something on our page or on our personal page or our Facebook page if we have already, and then we would share it to certain groups. I think one of the most populated groups in the Philippines would be Philippine Yoga Forum and Philippine Yoga Society. So post somewhere there, and if people are interested, they would sign up or they would engage with the post. They would comment or they would like the post. Hopefully, they would share the post, but sometimes no. Sometimes what happens is we post something and then it gets lost lost along the way, diba? Like people will see it, but they will continue to scroll through it. So how do we prevent that from happening? Hopefully within this webinar, we'll be able to tackle that. Now, why are there some people who just scroll through what we have to offer? And then why are some people, actually reading, stopping to read what the offer is about? So it depends on our messaging as well. So later on, we'll discuss that as well. So now we discuss the marketing funnel, which is quite an essential thing to understand when you're trying to market a product or a service. It's something that it will answer the question as to why there are some people na dinadaanan lang yung posts natin, and why there are some people who actually stop to read it, why some people actually click on it, and some people actually do sign up, and some people will eventually purchase your product or even recommend your product or your service to someone else. All right. So we have to understand that there is this what we call the marketing funnel. And as you can see, it's an inverted triangle. It's a funnel. It's a funnel. It's an imbudo. You pour something on top, like a liquid, and then it travels through the funnel. Tapos mas nasi-streamline siya para, pasok sa banga. All right. So the first or the topmost level of the funnel is awareness. All right. So for us to be noticed by a prospective student, we have to create awareness. So how do we actually generate awareness? Okay. So your customer hears about your product or service for the first time. Probably they notice, probably they don't. All right. If your messaging speaks to them, it creates an interest. So babasahin nila yun. If they think that your poster attracts them, there is an attraction, there's parang sige nga, basahin ko nga. That's what we call interest. So your messaging was able to penetrate through all the noise. So maybe they follow you on social media because they think you're interesting. Maybe they're not considering purchasing from you just yet, but you have caught their attention. Maybe if you offer a free trial, they will try it out. Or yeah, if you give them a free offering like a lead magnet or something, they will probably avail it because you're interesting. So not everyone who becomes aware of your product or service becomes interested in your product or service. And this is something that we shouldn't take personally, because it will really depend on our messaging. It will depend on how we target or how we craft our language so that we can create a message that resonates with our prospective students. And again, we have to know our products or our services well, and we have to know our target market well. All right. So, okay, now that you have your prospect interested in what you have to offer, now they're interested in your life because they're following you on social media. Your customer or your prospect is now beginning to trust you. Okay, they want more and more of your content, and they're warming up to the idea of purchasing your offer, probably. So now the customer will inquire. Okay, now that you've got their consideration, they will inquire. They will send you a message inquiring you about your product or service, or maybe they will comment on your photo and ask you, okay, how do you do that? Ganyan. So now they're expressing their intent to connect with you on that level. Maybe they look up to you. Maybe they want to learn more from you. So maybe after that first inquiry, they will purchase right away. Or maybe this is more likely to happen. They will compare you with other service providers, other yoga teachers, right? So it's really a process. Being a customer is also a journey. So our job as a service provider, as a yoga teacher, is to guide our students, our prospects in their journey, from that creating awareness to having them interested in what we have to offer, getting them to consider our offer, getting them to inquire, to at least send a message about our offer. And then once they start comparing it with others, we we nurture that relationship with them, and they will begin to feel that, okay, I'm a trustworthy service provider, so maybe my student will sign up with me, and if not, I'll be fine. So then they decide that your offer is the best option for their specific need, and then they decide to pay for your service. So now they purchase your product, but does the funnel end in the purchase? It does not. Okay, the funnel actually ends when you have gained their loyalty, when they come back for more, or when they recommend your service to another friend or a family member, and they say that, oh, si Teacher Ness is a really great teacher, I had fun in her class. She's really knowledgeable. Her class is really enjoyable. Try out her classes. And that's when you get word of mouth marketing, which is still the most effective way to market a product or service. So it's really a journey. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? Is the marketing funnel clear? Okay. I just wanted to let you understand that, when you're posting something out there and it doesn't quite get the result that you were hoping for, it's because maybe your prospective students are still on that top of the funnel. Nasa awareness stage pa lang sila. They are still maybe considering your offer, but they are also evaluating your offer. So it's not because they don't like your offer, but it's because there's a million things going through their head. That's the journey of a customer. And once you understand that, you start taking things less personally as a digital marketer, because you know that, okay, they're just going through this process. Okay, I have to help them. So later on, we'll have an activity about the marketing funnel once we've discussed everything. That's our final activity. How are you going to guide your customer or your student through that funnel? All right, so now we start officially with the digital marketing portion of this webinar. So in this digital marketing workshop, we will try to discover our own inner purpose, because it really won't make sense if you put a million offers out there and none of it really speaks to you, or none of it really comes from your heart. You're just offering it because you know that it's what's booming right now. It's really important to put a little bit of your soul in your offering. Gaya nga ng sabi ni Teacher Ness kanina, we're soulpreneurs. We're selling our soul. Charot. We're trying to create something that is coming from the heart. We're not just being business minded here. Not that it's wrong to be business minded. It's so okay to be business minded. But as yoga teachers, we want to be able to create something that is so special, and it comes from the heart, and it's something that speaks to a certain group of people, probably, that you also want to get to know. And the reason why we shouldn't feel threatened, or we shouldn't be averse to the competition out there, is because our soul speaks differently from the soul of another yoga teacher. So it's true that in yoga, there's no room for competition. There's room for everyone is what I'm trying to say. And later I do have a slide why there's room for everyone. So yes, we first discover our purpose, and then we discover, or we identify, our niche, or our ideal target market and student avatar. And then after have identified both of those things, we will then try to create an offer that makes sense to both you as a teacher and your students. Okay, so you're going to try and close the gap between what you have to offer and what the target market needs. And then we'll also have some activities, collaborative activities with our co-teachers. And then we will launch the offer. So yeah, it's going to be jam-packed. We have 2 hours left. I hope you have your snacks. So feel free to eat if you get hungry. Feel free to drink also, okay? Now let's start with digital marketing. Digital marketing specifically refers to achieving marketing objectives through applying digital technologies and media. So, digital technologies and media include your company websites, mobile apps if you have any, social media, company pages, search engines, advertising, email and automation, digital partnerships with other digital companies. So, right now, my question is how many of these media or technologies are you currently using in your business? And what is the most important to you? Where do you want to focus on? That's an important thing to identify. Okay. Maybe you are focusing on certain uh, more than one technology, or maybe you're just focusing on one. So right now, just try to identify which one is the most important for you in your company, in your current offer. All right. Now, discover your purpose. What lessons matter most to you, and which of these lessons must you absolutely share? How to identify that? Ito yung mga students ko sa yoga teacher training. They know this diagram so well kasi paulit-ulit kong binibigay itong diagram na to. But now, I would invite you to take a look at this diagram. It's the diagram for ikigai, or the Japanese concept meaning a reason for being, or our purpose basically. So in this diagram we have 4 circles. First one is the circle for what you love. The second is the circle for what you're good at. The third is the circle for what you can be paid for. And the fourth one is the circle for what the world needs. So if you're like me and you're not good at drawing circles, you can just put a table on your notebook. Pwedeng 4 na columns. And then you can just write the activities, okay? Only activities. Activities on the first column that you're good at, activities that you love, activities that you're good at, activities that you can be paid for, and activities that the world needs. All right, so I'll give you maybe 10 minutes to do that. Can we have a volunteer to share? Just one. Anyone who wants to volunteer to share what they have? All right. Daisy or Rose, hi, welcome. Naka-mute ka, paki-unmute ng microphone.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Actually, I want to share. I'm reading the book of Ikigai. I have in my hand. I haven't finished yet. So I'm excited.
Nice.
So it's nice book, but the way actually I'm lost in my life. I don't know what I want before. But now I slowly notice that I love yoga. What I love yoga. And I discovered that when I'm on my journey on losing weight. So I discover yoga because I don't want the cardio. It's hard for me to do cardio. So I really love yoga. And I discovered that I am good at I'm flexible. I'm not good, not yet, but I can do. And I discovered that I can bend my back, I can do headstand, and I really proud because I'm in my age I can do that. But why before I never started it? So I am good. I know in myself that I am good if I really focus on it and give more practice on yoga. And what the world needs for me is when I study and understand about yoga, I for me is the words need. For me, it's a lot. I can see there's a lot of changes when I practice yoga. There's a lot of changes not only on my body, but also in my mind and my perspective about life. It's make me more aware to myself. when I started to embrace yoga. So I think that one is the world's need, especially women. Uh, is really good to practice yoga. And what can be feed off? Yoga. First time I earn money from yoga is like I don't want to charge because I don't want to charge from them because I'm shy. But they said, no, I need to pay you because you teach me. Then no need, I just share what I learn. So I'm really shy to take charge because for me, because I'm here in Singapore, I want to share that I cannot charge her because my permit is not to teach yoga. It's not my full-time work. So for me, it's like I want to share. But when they paid me and I received the money because I just accept it, I feel that I have worth. I feel happy, and the second time is they paid me. Is feel I when I charge them, I tell them, okay, you want to charge me, okay, you charge me not because I want to earn money. It is because of you also. Because if you charge me during the class, you make it like you are seriously do the yoga. So you need to. It is for your benefits also because even $5 I charge them. Example $5. It's not the market value actually. So I just charge them okay $5. So it means that you can seriously attend the class or what. So $5 for me is a big amount. Really, really happy. I'm happy when I first charged even a small amount. So maybe that's why I slowly upgrading myself to learn more about yoga because I feel comfortable doing this and I can feel that this is my passion and it's for me this is my if you doing I doing this is I'm talking to myself I'm doing this is a lifetime practice that I enjoy, I'm happy, and also I can earn money if I don't have work, if I lost my job or what resign my job my current job. So that's all. Thank you, Ma'am Leonan.
Thank you, Rose. That was really a beautiful sharing. And I think I can relate with that because we have this idea in our minds sometimes that, because it's yoga, it's a spiritual practice. We don't really want to charge. But I agree with what Rose said or Daisy, what she
Yeah.
said that when I charge you, it's not really for the monetary value. It's so that that person will commit, 'di ba? They will take it
Yes,
more seriously if there was something of value in exchange.
yes,
So, yes, I really agree with that. And I've also noticed that with higher ticket offers, mas
yes,
mataas yung level ng commitment ng students. So
yes.
that's one thing that I have also noticed in teaching yoga.
For
All
me
right.
kasi po, for me din po kasi, I want them to value time because when you teach you spend time, you
Yes.
invest time. So if they pay, so they will aware about the time, they will respect the time. For me also because I spend time to them. So for me, if they paid me, I charge them a small amount, so they will seriously and commit the time because for me if I okay this is the time the session I give the time and they will not come for me I spend time and I spend also time to practice what should I teach to them so it's a good also to you practice even a small amount so they will be seriously to join the practice. Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Thank you, Rose. All right, let's continue. So now you have your ikigai on your paper. Try to mix and match. Is that the right word? Try to mix and match which or where the activities that you wrote there interlap. Okay? So pwedeng something that you're good at is also something that you love, that is your passion, or something that you're paid for and something that you're good at is your profession. So try to just figure out if there is something in there that satisfies all four columns, or all four circles. That is your feeling of a sense of purpose. If you're not quite there yet, if you don't have an activity that satisfies all four, that's okay. It doesn't mean you don't have a purpose. You're on your journey to getting there. All right. So now we move on to identifying our niche. So a niche is a focused, targeted area that you serve particularly well. It is small, and the smaller the better. It is specific, and it is known to you. So this is your niche market, your ideal customer avatar. It's very specific to the people that you want to serve. All right. So what makes a niche? Some of the most common ways to define a niche in yoga and wellness services are based on, one is a demographic base. It could be the gender and age and income level and education level, something specific to that. Another way to identify it or define a niche is the specialized practice of yoga. So it could be that you want to have a niche in power yoga or ashtanga yoga or power vinyasa or yin yoga. So that's also another way to define a niche, or maybe prenatal yoga, something like that. The experiences being offered can also be your niche. Perhaps you only want to teach workshops. Perhaps you only want to teach courses and you want to be really good at teaching courses, so you decide to focus on there. That can be your niche. Psychographics can also be a niche. So values, interests, attitudes. Jana earlier mentioned that she's trying to target introverts, which is something interesting. Also interested to know how Jana creates a messaging that allows her to attract introvert students. Another way to define your niche is your geographic location. Like, for example, I teach yoga teacher training in the Philippines. So that is my niche. I like to offer online yoga teacher training specifically for prospective teachers who are here in the Philippines. Perhaps Filipino, perhaps not. It's just because I can connect better with a Filipino audience. So yeah, that's the only reason why that's become my niche. But other than that, if I want to diversify on other niches, I would probably also touch yoga for beginners in general Santa City. So the more specific that you are with your niche, the better you can craft your message to deliver it to the people who need to hear it. Okay? I hope that makes sense for now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay? So now we're going to define your niche. Take time to figure this out. Don't be in a rush. And if you don't know it yet, then broaden your experience and reflect on what you believe really matters to you. So the questions that I want to ask here is, what is it that you want to be known for? What are you most excited to teach? And whom do you see yourself teaching? So that is your niche. What is it that you want to be known for? Um, let's just have one example before we take our time to answer. Teacher Ness, do you have your answers for this? Can you share it with
Okay, sige. For me, um, I actually want to kind of sell a lifestyle. So for me, yoga is just the first step. And what I want, I've also taken neurolinguistic programming or NLP. So I'm also an NLP coach. I want to use yoga as part of a lifestyle where I want to teach for now, because I am mostly encountering this amongst my friends, like working moms who are really struggling with their lives right now because they're working from home, they're doing so many things. I want to help them use yoga as a way for them to have mindfulness in their lives. But for me, it's not just to stop there. I want them to go further. And how can they apply that in their diet? How can they apply that at work? How can they apply that in their relationships? So, what I want to be known for is, I'm still working on that title, but maybe something like a transformational coach. Okay, that's going around everywhere, but I really want to find a line for me. And I'm also working with a coach who is also helping me with that. What are you most excited to teach? For me, it's really not just teaching, but seeing transformation, seeing results in whoever I'm talking with. Sometimes it's not even just after a yoga session. It's we talk after a week later and how it has enhanced their life, so I am excited to impart a lifestyle there. What do I see myself teaching? Oh, who do I see myself teaching? As I mentioned before, so it's working moms, but recently it's not just moms, it's really even single women who are really for achievers or just passionate with what they do, but they forget the the mindfulness, their body, what their body needs. So that's what I am targeting to teach.
Thank you, Teacher Ness. All right, so now I'll give you 5 minutes to answer these three questions. Hopefully, it will give you an idea um, as to how to define your niche. So again, don't rush. Take your time. If it's not coming to you yet, it's okay. All right, so just park your answers there as we proceed to the next. Ano ba to? Ang dami naman tanong. O, diba? Baka nagtataka na kayo. Okay, if you're wondering why we have to ask these questions, it's because we're trying to figure out the exact offer that you're going to put out there and the exact student that you want to have or you want to attract in your classes. This is so you will not need to chase the wrong people to enroll in your class. This is so that you'll know how to craft your message kasi alam niyo na kung para kanino yung message ninyo. All right. So the next thing that we'll try to figure out is your avatar, your student avatar. Okay. When you say avatar, it's like there's this new avatar sa Facebook, diba? You see your own avatar. You see that version of yourself on the screen. It's kind of the same thing. You want to see the exact version of your ideal student. So right now, I want you to visualize who is my ideal student. Perhaps you already have a favorite student, pero secret lang. Huwag niyo sabihin sa kanila. Perhaps, diba? Diba may mga ganun? Kasi may mga tao na easy to talk to. All right? There are people that are easy to transact with. And sometimes they become our favorite. They're quiet lang, diba? So yeah, sometimes we do have, I wouldn't say favorite, okay? I would say maybe easy to talk to. All right? If you have that student already in your mind, then I want you to think about that student. Maybe even name her. I don't know, name her Sarah or whatever. Ask yourself these following questions about her. And if you genuinely don't know these things about Sarah, maybe you can ask her. All right. What is her geographical location? His or her age? What generation do they belong to? Their relationship status, education, work, income, or socioeconomic bracket, and their average family size. So later on, all of these will make sense. Bakit kailangan nating maging meticulous about our demographic? So try to get to know kung how you're going to describe your ideal student. If you don't have your ideal student yet in your mind, just try to think about what kind of person do I want to work with? Diba? So like, ideally, nasan sila? Ilang taon na sila? Things like that. Maswerte ka kung meron ka ng favorite student. Kasi isipin mo na lang yung demographic niya. And maybe you will think to yourself, oh, I want to attract more people like this person because this person is really easy to talk to. This person knows what she wants, and this person is willing to take action. So yeah, if you already have that in your life, then you're lucky. You just need to replicate how did I manage to attract this person into my classes, and just replicate that process. All right. Okay. So this is pretty easy. I'll give you 1 minute more to finish it. And then we go to something more madugo, more nitty-gritty. Okay, so earlier it was about their demographic, age, location, socioeconomic bracket, those things. But now this is their psychographic, like how do their minds work? Okay, again, think about your ideal student and try to answer these questions from their perspective. So, what are their concerns related to your service? What has happened to them in the past that has led them to this point? How do they feel about what happened in the past? What about your service or offer that matters to this person? How does it solve a need or a pain? And how does it make them feel good? How does it better their life? What goes through their mind before they sign up for your service? And what makes the final straw that makes them move forward with your service? All right. Before you answer that, I realized medyo magulo yung pagkakagawa ko ng slide. So I'll try to sequence it better. Okay? Just give me a minute. I'll sequence it na naka-ano siya. Ayun. Naka-order. Naka-order ng maayos. Ayan. Share it with you again. So this is a better sequencing. Ayan. So try to answer this in the perspective of your students. Maybe I'll give you 10 minutes for this kasi medyo mas ano siya, mas nitty-gritty. And again, later on, when you're trying to create an offer, you will think about or you will realize what your students actually need if you see their problems from their perspective. And then you can create something that will address those problems, those desires, something to better their life. Okay, if you have questions, feel free to ask.
Teach, naka-mute ka po. Naka-mute ka po.
Sorry. All right. Okay, so let's just park our answers there in our notebook as we move on. Later on, you'll be needing that when we finally get to creating your offer. All right. So this is starting to feel less like digital marketing and more marketing. Um, the reason for that is there's nothing to market if you don't have an offer, diba? So that's why we're really taking our time to create an offering that you will be proud of to put out there, an offering that you know will make sense to your target audience. So that's why we're really taking our time here to get to know who our target market is, get to know what matters to us, what lessons we want to share. And so now, finally, we proceed to the third part of our digital marketing webinar, which is creating your flagship offering. Okay. So when you say flagship, what exactly do you mean? Right? We have brands that have their flagship products, like Samsung, for example. They release hundreds of products every year, right? Every year. But they have the flagship phones, which are the S series. So right now, I don't know, pang ilang S na, S2 million na yata. But the S series is their flagship series, and it's usually their best offer with the most high technology features with the best advantages as compared to other phones in the market. It has the highest specifications. So when we say flagship offer in yoga, it's your best. It's something that is meaningful both to you and your students. And it's ideally also something that you would put in a higher bracket, or maybe like not just one regular class, but something that you have to teach several classes to build up to that flagship. So now we're going to try and create that. Okay. Because I think the reason why I want you to focus on a flagship is that, there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of offerings, a lot of yoga classes out there in the market. If they go on YouTube, which is the second biggest search engine, they will find thousands or probably even millions of yoga classes that are there for free. So when you create a flagship offering, you are creating something worth paying for. What is it something that you can offer that they cannot find on YouTube for free? Kasi yun naman yung struggle natin eh. how are we going to offer a product considering knowing that there are so many offers out there? We can't beat that. We can't beat the free offerings on YouTube. It's better to, be part of it na lang din. So how are you going to level to a flagship offering, or how are you going to create something that is essentially worth paying for? So that's what we're trying to discover here. Okay, so your offering could be a recurring class. Okay, um again, notice how I'm trying to discourage you from creating just one single class, but rather a recurring class, something that they can go back to, hello, again and again. All right. It could also be a workshop, okay? Something more intensive than just a regular class. It could be a course, a few classes within one course. It could be a retreat, and your offer could be online or in person. So try to think about um, what you want your offer to be in terms of the format. Okay, is it a recurring class, a workshop? Is it online or in person, etc., etc.? All right, so once you figured that out, we go to the next one, okay? Your offering is all the experiences that you create, how you put those together, all the elements that are involved, and what solution and transformation you're offering to your students. So this is something that teacher Nance mentioned earlier. When she wants to offer something, or when she wants to be known for something, it has to have, it has to affect a transformation on her students. So that's important to her. So for us yoga teachers, we're not just trying to sell a service or a product for the sake of selling. It's usually, or at least for most, or if not all of the teachers that I meet, none of them are teaching for money, because we have something that goes beyond that. Teaching for money is okay. It's respectable. This is a respectable profession and we deserve to get paid. However, it's not the sole reason why we are teaching. Okay? There is something that we want to contribute in the lives of the students that we have. And so having to effect that transformation is, it's the unspoken currency that we receive in return. When we see that transformation in our students, it gives us more satisfaction than any monetary value ever will. So when you create an offer, think about the transformation that you want to effect on your students. Think about how it's going to change their life for the better, what problems are going to be solved by your offer. All right. So putting it all together, your offer is the experience that you are most excited to share. It's either a recurring class, a workshop, a course, a retreat, something online or in person. Think about your audience when you're creating your offer. Think about your student avatar. Think about the transformation that you want your students to get out of the experience. Okay? Think about also the duration of your offer. Is it an hour, a day, a few days, a week, a month? Think about where you want to teach or where you want to offer your offer. The location, is it online or offline? Is it in a yoga studio or in an alternative setting like maybe a prison, maybe a classroom, maybe a hilltop or an island? And think about the logistics, all the processes that you need to consider when you are already delivering your service. Do your students need learning materials? Do they need other things that are necessary for them to learn in your class? And then also think about the pricing. Okay, consider all of your costs in creating the experience, plus factor in your professional fees as a teacher. So I think it was Asia na may ganung doubt kanina, like how am I gonna price my service? Okay, first of all, you cannot price your service if you don't know the costs that you incurred while making that service available for someone. So factor in the costs that you had, maybe the cost of your training, the cost of you constructing your yoga studio. So, and then think about how long of what's the length of time na gusto mong mabawi yung lahat ng investments mo. So if you say, okay, I want to make bawi my investments within 10 years, so you factor that accordingly. And then, of course, you will add your time as a teacher, as a professional. So, ganyan. It's going to be a lot of math. It's a different workshop, maybe. But yeah. So,
I can
costing.
relate with teacher Rose because I used to conduct classes for free because I can relate with her. Like I'm so passionate with yoga. I teach yoga for free and I was just asked them to just like my page. So because I'm an entrepreneur and now pamilya ko nasa business din and they were telling me na that's not good. I mean that it's so good that you're passionate with yoga but you're not getting anything from it. I mean, you don't earn anything in return. So you're spending too much time, you practice the flows, you create flows and everything, you invest everything in this, you put everything in this, and then you're not earning from it. So what is it for? Like, alam mo yun, parang doon ko naisip na, oo nga. And I'm a mother of three. I don't think na uh, my students then would take the classes seriously if it's not being paid for or alam mo yun. So sabi ko, paano ko ba ita-charge ito? Like, I'm willing to conduct the classes for free pero gagastos din ako in everything. Paano ba to? That's why I wanna ask you talaga.
Mamaya, I'll share with you a secret how you can share classes for free. Just like right now, we're giving this class for free, but it's a part of a funnel. Oh, diba? So you go back to your marketing funnel. It's okay to give classes for free. Again, you cannot remove the free classes available in the internet. There will be always a million free classes in the internet. So the question is, when you give your free classes, what do you get in return? It could be that you're networking, diba? And that's something that's priceless. The relationships that you create by giving those free classes, the connections that you make, the email addresses, you know, that's very valuable information because then you can connect more with your students. Later on, Teacher Ness will discuss the importance of emails, connecting with your clients through emails. So again, don't feel bad if you have to offer a free class. It's number one, it's good karma. You're being generous when you offer your time, and number two, it's part of the funnel. You want people to trust you. How can you get them to trust you otherwise if you don't put yourself out there? And a free class is one guaranteed way for people to try out your classes without having to commit first monetarily because they don't know yet if they like your classes or not. So like giving them a free trial. Even big companies give samples, right? Like minsan namimigay sila ng free shampoo. So consider your free classes as your free shampoo. And then with that free class, your students will have the chance to think about your class and think about whether they want more, they want your classes in the future, and hopefully they will eventually pay for those classes because they believe you're worth it, because you proved to them that I have the knowledge, I have the experience, I can guide you, I can effect this transformation in you, but my time also has value, it has worth, and I'm doing this professionally. So your ideal student would understand that, right? That's why it's so important to specify your customer avatar because you want a customer avatar that understands that what you're doing is actually a profession. Okay, it's okay to give free classes, it's okay to do charity, but what you do with your profession in terms of earning from it should be understood by your students. Okay? So anyway, going back to putting it all together. Yeah, I'll give you 5 minutes. Think about the experience that you're most excited to share, who you want to share it with, what transformation is there, what amount of time do your students need to give for this offer, the location, the logistics, the pricing. Yeah, just 5 minutes.
Teacher Leona, I have a question.
Sure, Dottie.
Okay, about the question on transformation that you want your students to get out of the experience. I was thinking about my student avatar, and the reason she came into my classes is because she was suffering from clinical anxiety, and because of our regular classes, private classes, she was able to manage her anxiety. And is it ethical? I mean, what was the right term to put into my class description about claiming that our class might help with anxiety or something like that?
All right, that's a valid question. Thank you for that. Okay, we have to remind ourselves all the time when we're making our offers, we have to remember our position. All right, we are yoga teachers. We are not doctors, unless you are, okay? Unless you are a doctor, then no problem. We are not psychiatrists. So we can't really claim medical treatments. We can't really prescribe. We can't prescribe medical treatments. We can't claim clinically that helped um, this helps with anxiety, blah blah blah, because you actually need a lot of experiments for that and a published journal for that, a published research for that. But yes, there are a lot of research out there that says yoga and meditation does help with anxiety and it does help with stress management. So my suggestion is you find those journals and try to cite them in your advertisement if you have uh, things like that. Another way that you can publish this is you can publish your client's testimony, her own story. Like, this is my story. Nobody can contest that. Okay, because that's her story. So if she wants to share her story, or maybe you can write it for her with her permission, that this is the story of a girl named Dottie, something like that. So that's another way. But as to entice people that this is the cure all, it's really tricky because we are not doctors, and within the space of our profession, we can only teach. We cannot cure, we cannot heal, we cannot claim that we are healers. Maybe we're energy healers, but a lot of people will misunderstand that. So be on the safe side, okay? If it's already a clinical thing that you want to, we know that yoga is a healing art. We know that, but just to be on the safe side, try to stay away from therapeutics unless you are a physiotherapist, a physical therapist. That's fine because that's your other profession. But within the bounds of you being a yoga teacher, just say it makes you feel good after, which is true. Or share the story of your student. That's also allowed. And have a disclaimer that you know it's different for everyone. The experience is different for everyone. But with your messaging, if the message or if the transformation that you want to offer is that they have better mental health or stuff like that, yeah, you can say that it makes you feel better, but word it in a more specific way. Just avoid medical terms, if that makes sense. I hope I answered your question. Thank you. All right. So now let's proceed to the messaging, creating our message. All right. So now fill in the blanks your class or offering. Maybe you can give it a title now at this point. If um, you already have an inkling or an idea of what you want to offer. My class or offering helps or guides my student avatar, Sarah, or whatever her name is, with this specific problem. And um, yeah, and then give the intended outcome or the promise or the transformation that you want to effect. So I'll give you another maybe 5 minutes for this. It's more or less you have all the info. And now we're going to share. Okay. After 5 minutes, we'll share maybe 3 volunteers to share what their offer is, what their message is. All right, to wrap things up, let's have Citadel share her answers. And then after Citadel, let's have Nikki and then Jade.
Okay, so my class is for a prenatal and postnatal yoga. So it is offering guided classes for expectant mommies and postnatal class after giving birth. And then uh, it helps or guides the expectant mother to increase the strength of the muscle, and then improve the flexibility, and then endurance of the muscles, and it also um, probably it could lessen the labor hours of mother, and then yun, nagmamabilis eh, no? And intended outcome is to ayun nga to lessen yung labor hours ng mother, and then um, improve yung mood ng mother, kasi di ba working out would um, increase yung endorphins, yung happy hormones ng mommies, ganon. And yun usually, kasi lalo na ngayon na yung pandemic, so masyadong maraming yung mga stress na mommies. So, yun. Nagmamadali lang, teacher. Pero pag yung medyo maayos na yung gawa, send ko sa'yo, teacher. Check ko sa'yo. Ayun. Thank you.
Thank you, Citadel. That was really nice and really specific. So you want your offer to reach a specific audience. So you want,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. So you want to give us, yes, you want to give as many details as you can about the target markets para alam niyo talaga kung sino yung ita-target niyo. You know their problems and you know what to do to offer a solution to their problems. All right. Thank you, Citadel. Let's have Nikki.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi. So for my message, it will be my class helps medical frontliners with
what type of class will it be?
What kind of recurring class will help medical frontliners or frontliners in general, so they can find time for themselves after working long hours and having such a stressful environment, so that they can continue, so that they can be healthy physically, emotionally, mentally, and they can continue to help other people during this time.
Yes, that's really nice. Do you have a theme for your recurring class?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, Nikki. Can we have Jade?
So my class is a recurring class, Ashtanga. So Ashtanga yoga that guides you to mindful movements that helps you to be more body aware. As you practice repeatedly, you will notice the progress in terms of stamina and endurance.
Thank you. Who's your specific audience for your Ashtanga classes?
That's what I'm still looking for. I think, thinking about it.
Thank you. All right. So at least now you have an inkling of what you want to offer, what you want to put out there. And it's really just about bridging the gap between what you have to offer and what your target market needs. So you also need to validate this with your prospective students. And one good way to kind of validate what you have to offer is when you collaborate with others, and especially with other teachers. Okay, so that's our next topic, collaborating with co-teachers. So there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Okay, so there is an abundant supply of yoga teachers nowadays. Now, especially now that the yoga teacher training is just online and it's easily more accessible than it was 7 years back. 7 years back, I had to travel to India to get my YTT because The only one that's available here was in Urban Ashram, I think. That was the only one that was available that I could find in 2014. So I decided to travel to India where there was an abundance in Rishikesh. And that's when I also saw the opportunity to offer yoga teacher training classes. And I saw the gap between, there's a demand for yoga teacher training services here in the Philippines, but there's not a lot of people offering it in, say, 2016, 2016. Wala masyado. So yeah, when I saw the school in India in 2014, I told myself that one day I will have a business like this because I see the need for it, and I see that it's something that I can potentially do in the future when I become a better teacher. And and true enough, it manifested in small ways. So yeah, that's my little journey. But then I want to tell you why there is, even though there is a lot of yoga teacher training available now and a lot of yoga teachers out there who are offering their classes, there is still a huge demand for yoga. Like in the Philippines alone, as of this week lang, nung chinek ko with Yoga Alliance, there are only 102 Yoga Alliance registered yoga teachers in the Philippines. Let's say not everyone who graduates signs up with Yoga Alliance. Let's say only maybe 20% or 30%. Multiply this number by 3 and you get only what? 300? Let's say maximum 400 yoga teachers in the Philippines. That's still not nearly enough to cover the population of people in the Philippines who are interested to learn yoga. So really, there's no need for scarcity mentality when it comes to yoga. We are not competitors. We should be collaborators, right? So the Philippine population as of 2019 is 108 million. Ganyan tayo kalakas mga anak. 108 million people in the Philippines. Even if only 0.01% of the population is interested to learn yoga, that's 10,000. Okay, that's 10,800 people divided by the 102 registered yoga teachers. Ilan yon per yoga teacher? Diba? That's still more than 100 students per yoga teacher. Can you accommodate 100 students in one class? No. At max, you can probably accommodate 20. Diba? So there's a lot of opportunities still in creating your own segment in yoga, in defining your market in yoga. It's not we should not feel threatened if somebody is putting out a new class, or if somebody is doing really well, if they have 1 million followers, because it's not about that. We've seen the funnel. You don't connect with everyone. You connect with a specific type of audience, but you have to define that audience so that you can create a message that speaks to that audience. All right? I hope that makes sense. Okay, moving on. Why do we need to collaborate? Okay, when we look at the nature of human existence, collaboration is a fundamental survival mechanism. There is a TED talk that I really enjoyed. It's about how the humans have survived for centuries despite our gross lack of, I don't know, superhuman skills, diba? We're very weak as a species. Sabi dun sa TED talk na yun, I forgot what it is. I'll email it to you if I remember it. Everyone should hear that TED talk. If you put a chimpanzee and a person in an island, dalawa lang sila, who do you think will survive in the island? One person and one chimpanzee. Who do you think will survive ng mas matagal in that island?
Chimpanzee.
Yeah, it will be the chimpanzee. It's because we're not strong as an individual. We don't have the tree climbing skills that we need, to get fruit and foliage and whatever that we need to survive. We don't have those skills. We don't have those instincts as one singular human being. However, if you put a group of chimpanzees together and a group of humans together, who do you think will most likely survive longer?
Humans.
Humans.
It's the group of humans because it is
They're
our
gonna kill the
nature.
chimpanzee.
Yeah, they're gonna kill the
They're
chimpanzees.
gonna kill
Yeah,
the
we're gonna eat
chimpanzees. That's
them,
why.
diba?
I'm
We're
sorry,
gonna
but it's
hunt.
morbid. They're gonna
Yeah,
hunt. Yeah.
we're gonna hunt them. We're probably gonna wage war against them. We're gonna probably invent weapons to kill the chimpanzees. It's
No, we
Planet
can
of the
domesticate
Apes.
them. We can domesticate them to
or yeah,
become
make
more.
them our pets and or make a circus, something like that. But yeah, as a team, we humans do an incredibly good job. Sabi din dun sa TED Talk, we are the only species that believe an alternate reality. For example, this piece of paper is 100 pesos. Let's say it's imprinted there. This is 100 pesos. And then there's a banana. Okay? If you give this 100 pesos to a chimpanzee and say, your banana is worth my 100 pesos, the chimpanzee will think you're stupid. No, I'm not going to give my banana for your piece of paper. But we are able to believe this alternate reality. We are able to believe that certain group of people have power over us, or like let's say a government. We believe that there's an imaginary border across countries saying that this is France and this is Spain and this is England. Animals don't care. They don't believe in that because it's imaginary. It's not actually, it's not tangible, kumbaga. So this is also the reason why we survived as a culture, as a society. It's because we are able to collaborate and we are able to believe in make believe. So,
Yes.
but
And
anyway,
teacher, no,
yes, Rose.
I also believe that one head is two heads are better than one. It's like something like that.
What do you mean?
Two heads is better than one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's why it's essential for human beings
That's
to
why is
collaborate.
collaborating is essential. Yes.
Yes. The collaboration, as opposed to competition, instigates fresh ideas and fast tracks movements. So tama si Rose, two heads are better than one. When we collaborate, we are able to produce more ideas rather than if there's only one person thinking about everything and then that person has to execute it by herself or by himself. Kung tatlo or apat sila, they can delegate the tasks, which makes it easier for all of the parties involved.
Yes.
And it allows them to reach more people when, let's say, they're doing digital marketing, diba? Because imagine if there's only one person and her followers, where as opposed to four people and the followers of those four people. So you get my drift? When
Yes.
collaboration is brought into the yoga arena, there is unlimited potential for creation and prosperity. Okay? Do you agree with this? Who's ready to collaborate? Aha. All right. So yung mga hindi pa members ng group natin dyan, ha? Mag-sign up, ano na kayo, magpa-member na kayo. I sent it in the email. We'll bounce our ideas there. So when you're ready to collaborate, bounce your ideas there. Maybe somebody will take up an offer from you. Anyway, let's talk about that later. Why collaborate? Okay, this is a really nice quote again from this time it's from Mother Teresa. I can do things that you cannot, and you can do things that I cannot. Together, we can do great things.
Yes.
Diba?
Very nice. And because can I share?
Yes,
Is it
go
okay?
Rose.
I believe that every individual is unique and we have different weaknesses and different strength. If we collaborate, we can share our strength to others who are weak in that area, and they can share also their strength to us that we are weak in that area. So collaboration for me is makes you more, if you have goals, it make you more do faster and to achieve your goals, for my belief, in my
Hey,
belief.
Rose.
Welcome.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Um, it helps us become more efficient if we collaborate with the right people. All right. So, what are the ways to collaborate? You can collaborate in teaching workshops, courses, or webinars. You can brainstorm in Facebook groups. And another way is to create Instagram challenges with co hosts and sponsors. All right. So, okay, we'll do this later because we're actually running out of time. It's already almost 4:30. So we're going straight ahead to launching the offer. Now that you have it, now that you have your flagship offer, the thing that you want to put out there, how are you going to launch it now? This is the biggest question. This is the digital part of digital marketing. So for this part, we have Teacher Ness. I think we will have to extend a little bit if that's okay with you. Kasi 4:30 na pala, di ba? Ang bilis ng oras. But yes, Teacher Ness will guide us through omni-channel marketing. So this will aid us in launching our offer. Take the floor, Teacher Ness.
Thank you, Teacher Leona. Hey guys, okay. Chika lang tayo. Kasi I'm not gonna say I'm an expert here. I'm just gonna say that I've discovered so many things along the way as I've been doing digital marketing for other people. And honestly, it's easier to do it for other people because you're more detached. Like digital marketing, especially as a solopreneur, you are the one doing your own marketing, compared to big companies who hire marketing agencies to do their marketing for them. For example, for me, it's so hard to sell yourself. Okay, as yoga teachers, you have to sell yourself. There's no way around it. Parang si Teacher Leona, I admire her so much because she has to put herself out there. Otherwise, how will people know what she does and who she is or ano yung ino-offer niya? So that's kind of a big part of marketing and digital marketing. And I understand that as yoga teachers, hindi yon sinama sa makeup natin where you have to show up on camera like this, go on live, 'di ba? Share your thoughts and feelings on social media. So I think yun yung hurdle for many of us when we're trying to do digital marketing. Okay. Okay, next, Teacher Leona. So omni-channel marketing is really just a way of saying you have to be everywhere. And in a way, it has to be cohesive. So if you look at the image on the rightmost part, omni-channel, it's integrated, meaning yung message mo sa social media mo needs to be the same sa Facebook mo, same din siya sa website mo, or wherever you are in the digital space, okay? So parang, kunyari, ikaw yung demure ka sa Facebook mo, tapos pagdating mo sa social media, you're like out there, diba? So, parang it has to have the same message. So, parang yung ginawa ni Teacher Leona kanina, it's still about your messaging. Allow your messaging to be one and the same all over the place, wherever you choose yourself to be. Okay, so it's a big word, but really it just means you're using all the platforms that are available to you. Pero katulad nga ng sabi ni Teacher Leona, you need to have your target market. But where are they? So find out, where are they hanging out? Nasa Starbucks ba sila? Nandun ba sila sa Divisoria? So, kasama yun sa targeting mo. Kung nasaan sila, find out where they're hanging out. And you can actually start with your current students. Ask them, saan ka nila nahanap? Right? Because there are a lot of platforms, doesn't necessarily mean you have to be on them, on all of them. Mas importante na nandun ka kung nasaan sila. Kasi what's the part of talking to an empty, audience or to a blank wall? So So I don't want to get technical in it. Next one, teach. Okay, so ito lang just some stats for you why it's important to be in more than one channel. As long as nandun yung target market mo. Take note. Okay? Kasi this is actually based, ang omnichannel really began with, maybe Abby can share on this, more on the retail stores, dun sa may mga, like Shopee, Lazada, except sila nga, very na sila, online lang. Pero before, retail stores, imagine mo, papasok ka ng Gap, tapos you're looking for your jeans na gusto mo, but they don't have your size. So you have to go, people these days would go online, find the size na kailangan nila. Habang nasa physical store sila, they're also online. And if it's there, they're gonna order it or say, I'm gonna purchase it here or have it sent to me. So nag-omnichannel ka na agad doon. While you're in a yoga studio, you're booking a class online. That's 2 platforms already. If you're on Instagram, you saw a link there to their website, you went to their website, and then when you're on the website, you probably saw their YouTube channel. Then you watch their YouTube channel. So nagtatlong platforms ka na nun. Katulad ng sinabi ni Teacher Leona kanina, what is your customer's journey? How do they find you? So saan sila nag-uumpisa? Do they first search you on your social media? Do they find you there? Or did they see you post something on your friend's Facebook channel? Or did you blog on their website? You have to know kung nasan sila. Like si Rose, si Daisy, saan siya unang nakita ng unang student niya? Right?
Can I share?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Una akong nakita ng student sa Filipino community here in Singapore.
There you go, networking.
Yes, nag-share yung student ko about the experience that she had during the session, the class.
Paano niya nalaman na yoga teacher ka?
Actually, nag-practice lang ako sa kanya. Then,
Sa bahay niya? Pumunta ka sa bahay niya?
Pumunta ako sa bahay niya.
Okay.
Tapos sabi niya, turuan mo nga ako.
Okay.
Turuan mo ako. Tapos sabi niya, shinare din niya sa mga kaibigan.
Paano niya shinare? Verbally, in front of everyone during
Nag-post siya ng post na tinuro
okay.
ko.
There you go. There you go. So,
nag-post siya ng
yung
post.
customer's journey mo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then after that, naging viral na siya sa Facebook na
That's how it
mga
works.
group din.
Yun.
So, now
you know. Now you know na dun ka pumunta sa Filipino community, that's where you're gonna find your leads.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Rose. Next po, Teach. We'll just breeze through this. Kasi marami talagang channels. So katulad ng sabi ni Jana kanina, she has an app. First time ko to, so now I learned something new today. Diba? And hindi ko rin in-entertain na you go into an app and you share what you know. Craigslist din, that's very international for to find students. So there are really a lot of possibilities. But also take note that Jana has been on the digital space for 12 years. So malaking factor yon na ang dami niya nang alam. So wherever you are in your journey now, kung hindi ka pa ganun ka adept sa technicalities, wala ka pang masyadong alam sa marketing, honor where you're at right now because it's going to be a journey. Hindi to sprint. You're going to have to learn as you go along the way. Ganun lang siya. So be patient also with yourself. Kung hindi mo pa alam lahat to and it feels overwhelming kasi digital marketing talaga is overwhelming. There's too many things going on. And even with our clients, sometimes we have to tell them, focus ka muna sa isa before you do something bigger. Like, try mo muna ito. Kung na-master mo na siya, try another thing. But still keep learning. It's life. Whether you want to learn a new post or whether you want to learn a new course or it's going to be about marketing, just keep learning. It's a journey. Okay, website. So why is it important to have a website? Okay, lately sa ibang clients namin, may problem sila sa social media nila. They can't go in. Hindi sila makapasok. Now, how will they reach their students, their ideal clients, their current clients? kung nawala lahat ng platforms mo, you can still reach them through your website. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You can even do a free one. Madaming free dyan. Ang ano lang is if you don't have the time to do it, then hire a professional to do it. And it can be really simple, like a one-pager website, just so you're out there. Also, with digital marketing kasi talaga, you are like planting seeds, literal small seeds. Kasi the digital space is so big, you want to plant seeds wherever you can. Ang website is one of them. Put your name there, put what you do there, put your story there, everything na meron ka, put it there. Para nahahanap siya. Anyone who searches for your name has a better chance of finding you if you have a website compared pag wala.
Yes. Can I share something
Yes.
with regards to the website? This is me speaking as a customer, okay? If I'm trying to look for a resource out there, something that I want to potentially purchase, I usually go for the company that has a website because it just makes me see a glimpse of what they offer, and it makes me trust them better if they have a legit website that was like carefully crafted. So if you want to take your yoga business seriously, I really, yeah, have a website. Most of my clients or my students found me through a Google search for
Including
yoga
me.
teacher training. Yeah, even teacher Ness. A
Hmm.
lot of people found me through the website, which is also, it also lessens my job in social media. I don't post as much, but still the people who need to find me can find me because I have an optimized website that people can Google. So anyway, yes,
Yes.
share ko lang. Okay, teacher Ness.
Yes. And Teacher Leona then has, kailan mo when did you launch your website?
When I opened my studio in 2015,
Okay.
I already decided that, okay, I want a legit business with a legit website.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have gone to your YTT if, kasi I will have to go to Jensen. Like, let this be someone that I can trust, diba, before I go there. Right? And we didn't even meet in person. But it was my first time seeing you, just finding you on your website. But I did. I was able to find that confidence na kaya niya akong turuan. This is how I want to be taught. This is the kind of teacher that I want. And your website is going to show that. Show your personality.
Your showcase. Your website is your showcase of
Yes.
what you have to offer. It's a showcase of your offers. Yes, it's a showcase of your offers, but more importantly, it's a showcase of yourself as a teacher. So yeah, if you have a website and the people resonate with your website, then more likely they will book you rather than just seeing you on social media, which also is effective, but again, omni-channel, planting seeds.
Thank you, teacher. Next po. Okay, tips. Roughly like, is it 60-80% now are on their mobile, checking your website from their phones. So you want to make sure that it's mobile optimized. Na same ang nakikita nila from your website on the phone. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're creating your website. And videos are really keeps your website high ranking. So have videos there, create a blog content, we will discuss more later, and put your social media there. Yeah. I think we can skip. Okay. Yeah, we can skip the teacher. Social media. Ang isang big talaga ngayon for social media is to use and leverage videos. And I joined another course. She's a coach for yoga teachers, and she teaches yoga business. And biggest tip niya talaga is to go live on your social media because it differentiates you from all others who cannot do live. And for me, when I did this, ako din parang, me going live on so many people who are not even interested in yoga. Alam mo yun? So, parang for me, I saw it as a challenge. If I do this, I'm gonna gain more confidence. Because you don't gain confidence by just sitting around. You gain by actually trying something hard and something challenging. Use your live videos. It's free, guys. It's free. Use it. It's for your own advantage. And because dahil mas marami, if you see the stats here, mas maraming nanonood ng video. So that means yung, let's say, 1,000 friends mo sa Facebook will not see your post. Parang I think lately, because of the algorithm, parang 41% na lang siguro nakakita sa post mo. But with a video, if Facebook knows that you have videos and this is what most users are consuming, itataas niya ang rank mo with your Facebook post. So it's part algorithm. It's also part you just being out there. Like, how can you get students if you're not putting yourself out there? For example, live video is kind of cold calling, pero hindi ka nagme-mention. You don't even have to mention it. I did live video just to announce that I have yoga. I created a yoga group. So also have a purpose. Have a purpose for your live video. If you're gonna launch your offer, go with a live video kasi mas marami makakita. Even if no one watches you on your live, yung replays nun is gonna be higher than your post without boosting your post, without doing ads. So that's just like a big tip that I wanted to share with everyone. So ito yung mga options mo. Organize a Q&A. Get a student, interview her, ano yung experience mo with me? And chika-chika lang kayo. Mas maraming makakanood nun compared sa post mo about her experience. Yan. So yung offer na ginawa niyo from this class, I challenge you to go live and talk about that. As in yung experience mo sa digital marketing na class na to, just talk about that. And sa totoo lang, it is intimidating at first. So lucky yung mga tao ditong sanay na mag-on cam. Pero minsan nagugulat pa rin ako sa itsura ko. Like, I'm gonna go live. Tapos, ito itsura ko ngayon. Hindi pa pala ako nagsusuklay. Hindi mo lang ako nagpulbos. Pero alam mo yun, parang the more you do it, the more you just say, kung gusto nila ako as a teacher, they're gonna like me. If they don't want me to be a teacher, then they're not my student. So, ganun lang naman yun. But you want to beat the algorithm of Facebook and Instagram. So go live. Next one po. Okay, I think may nagtanong earlier about ads and boosting, diba? Okay, but first, if you are feeling like intimidating ang business page, guys, this is your first free website. If you search, kunyari, create a Facebook page, and you search it on Google, lalabas ang Facebook page mo. So it's already like a website. You want it there. Ngayon, hindi ka pa ready mag-launch, hindi ka pa ready mag-teach, it's fine. The longer na matagal na ginawa ang Facebook page mo, even if it's not regular ka nagpo-post, it's already there. Parang nag-plant ka na ng seed sa digital universe. You're in the map na. Just start there. For me, sa totoo lang, I don't expect to be like a known yoga teacher, in a year or have students in 2 years. It's gonna be a journey. Pero I'm gonna start now. I'm thinking, at least nandyan na siya. And when I'm ready, when I have all my ducks in a row, I don't even believe in that. But when you're ready, it's already there. Nag-start ka na. So I would really suggest, start somewhere. Facebook page is your friend.
Yes.
Yes. Teacher, you want to share?
Yeah. Gusto ko lang mag-add dun sa ducks in a row. You want to put yourself out there as much as possible with your websites, with social media, with your blogs, because when somebody tries to search for a service that you offer, you're already there. You're primed for the opportunity. You're primed for the position. They can easily find you because they can cross-check your identity. They can cross-check your legitimacy as a business and as a teacher. I'd like to share one client of mine, actually my only corporate client right now, They contacted me because they found my website, and they're from a different country. So it's an international company. It's a big one, but they found my website, and so they contacted me through my website. They emailed me, and then after a few hundred emails, they eventually signed up with me and gave me a 6-month contract. I would assume that they verified my existence with Instagram and Facebook, all the socials, before they even started to contact me. So put yourself out there. If you're afraid to or if you're intimidated to start your own Facebook page with your yoga offers and all of that, again, what teacher Ness said, it's okay. You don't have to launch right away. You can just feel it. Just figure out how it works. At least have your name out there so that when somebody tries to search your name, they can see you. And Facebook is very good with search engine optimization. So somebody tries to verify your identity as a teacher or as a business, Facebook will present you on Google. Okay, so that's it. That's all I wanted to share.
Thank you, teacher. Okay,
Hi.
paid ads and boosting posts.
Wait, sorry, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, Jana.
Yeah. Kasi, so I want to focus on offering interactive online yoga class, kids yoga classes. I have another page for my Y yoga, the one for the classes that I do here in the studio. And I also want to do online classes for kids yoga. So ang ginawa ko, I made a different page. And then iba rin yung pangalan niya. So now I cannot keep up with posting and marketing because I have pages. So that's my
sabihin ko. Yeah, sabi ko,
So,
wow, you
ano
have so
ba?
much time on your hands to.
Yeah. So ano ba? Do I have to do it in one page or kasi iba yung target market,
market
ko
mo.
sa yes, kasi gusto ko foreign students doon. So yeah, that's my problem.
Dami mong time.
Nga, di ba?
O, personally, baka mayroong ibang view si Teacher Leona. Personally, I would do one and have 3 avatars. So, meron kang 3 klaseng audience that you will cater to. Later, papakita ko yung social media calendar where you can have days when you're targeting your kids and you'll have days when you're targeting another kind of avatar and then other days na ito naman tinatarget mo. Pero you want your overall messaging to say that I help this kind of problem and this is what I want to solve, but it's going to, I cater to different people. Kasi I love niching down, pero we are multidimensional people. We connect with different kind of human beings, and that shouldn't really, put you in a box, but actually improve you. Pero yeah, I would still say, masyadong matrabaho ang maraming page. I mean, I do that for a living and
Yeah.
I hire people to do that for me kasi matrabaho siya. Yun.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Teacher Jana.
Thank you.
Important one that I wanted to share with paid ads and boosting. First of all, when you do paid ads, ilalagay mo yung demographic mo, yung target market mo from their age, location, interest na. Do they like to surf? Do they like coming to Jensen? Kasama yun doon. Lahat na nitty-gritty. It's so freaky. Nakakatakot na kasi minsan. Ano yung kinakain nila? Yeah! Anong kinain nila kanina? Sobra. It's artificial intelligence in steroids. It's freaky. Pero yun ang advantage naman nun compared sa boost post. When you say boost post, you're gonna have marami magla-like. Yeah, but it's gonna be everyone who are not really your target audience. So if you want to feel good about yourself because, I had 1,000 likes, go ahead, boost your post. Pero kung gusto mo ng customers to actually convert into a sale, into a purchase, do paid ads. Ngayon, paid ads is not simple, guys. Paid ads is going through the marketing funnel. Yung ginawang funnel ni Teacher Leona kanina. So, nag-marketing ka na, may demographic ka na. Ima-marketing funnel mo pa rin yun. Yung first ads mo, your first batch of ads is gonna be cold calling. Nandun ka pa rin sa top. Awareness pa lang yun. They didn't know that you have an offer. So now, ang awareness nila is not that you do yoga, that you're teaching. Ang awareness part ngayon is they are aware that you have an offer. nandun ka pa lang sa top part. Ang ads is going to be batches. So first one, awareness. The second one, trying to connect with them. Ifo-funnel mo pa rin sila until they actually connect. Okay? So you need to have a budget for paid ads. It has to be practical. How much ba yung offer mo? So let's say 1,000 yung program mo, yung course mo, 1,000 siya. Ang paid ads magkano? You have to compute it. Math yan, wala akong alam sa math. You have to talk to my partner, siya yung marunong sa ads. Pero you have to check, kunyari, nag-spend ka, let's say, 1,000 pesos. Mura lang naman ang ads. Like, pwede kang mag-ads ng 1,000 pesos. Pero ilan yung ma-reach mo doon? So, kunyari, na-reach mo, let's say lang, 1,000 na tao. So, you spent 1 peso per person. Ganun ang ads. Tapos, so ngayon, ang ino-offer mo ay just 300 pesos na class. Is it going to be practical when you're spending this much for an offer na ganito lang yung makukuha mo? Okay, so kailangan mo siyang tingnan. So I would advise kung meron kang mataas na offer, high ticket item siya, go with paid ads, but it's gonna have to be different batches. Hindi mo sila maka-capture on your first batch of ads. Yung iba, we go through 5, 10 batches of ads before mo talaga ma-capture. Like, for example, ako, mahirap ako makuha na customer. Hindi mo ako makukuha sa isang ad lang. Hindi ako easy. I have to see an ad so many times before ako ma-convince that I'm gonna buy that. So, ganun din ang ads. Okay? Next one, teacher. Oh, wait. Dito pala. Okay, let's just go through. Join other Facebook groups. Post consistently, I will talk about later. And then call to action button, it's going to be on your Facebook page. Maraming YouTube channels on how to set up your Facebook page. Hindi siya ganun ka-complicated. Or grab your nephew or child kasi magaling sila doon. That's my free tip. Or hire someone. And katulad, sino yung nagsabi kanina na nag-join siya ng groups? Si Abby. Yes, we get our clients from Facebook groups. So join groups na related sa offer mo. Just like si Teacher Leona, you go through groups ng teacher, diba? Okay. Next one.
Unmute ka.
Ay, sorry, napindot ko. Si Teacher Aisha pala may question, so you can just type your question if you don't want to unmute.
Okay na po, teach ko. Nag-message ko kami ni Teacher Jana. Okay na po.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Instagram. If you have an Instagram account, make sure it's on business profile. So, maraming profile doon. Creator, personal, and business. You're gonna look at the settings to make sure it's a business profile. Because if it's business, you will be able to see the insight. Yung insight ng Instagram helps you, makikita mo yung demographic mo doon. Ito na yung ginagamit ngayon for what time is the best time to post. Kasi iba-iba na talaga ngayon. Like, sa totoo lang, there is really no best time to post. It depends on your audience. And sa totoo lang, it's trial and error these days. Kasi with the pandemic, with the algorithm, you have to test it out. Okay, tapos, post consistently and plan ahead. So, katulad Jana, if you have 3 pages that you're maintaining, kailangan mo talagang, yun, pa-plan ahead mo siya kasi it will be crazy if everyday nagpo-post ka like on the fly. And use Instagram stories. Instagram stories, minsan mas mataas ang reach niya compared sa post mo. And it keeps you top of mind. Your Instagram story will put you dun sa taas ng Instagram. Kahit quote lang siya, para kang active. And para siyang, think of it as an ad, like an interruption marketing pa nga siya eh. Kasi nakikita mo, nandun siya, she's there now, she's online. Maybe I can even like tap and see, mga chismoso lang tayo, nakikiosyoso. What is she up to? And use Instagram stories to share your personal side. Not just the yoga teacher, not just the formal, teaching asanas and teaching philosophy. Show your mom's side, your human side. And use your bio. Your bio, yung ginawa nyo kanina kay Teacher Leona, I help blank with this problem. Use that on your bio. Para clear agad what are you offering. Because ang social media, guys, masaya siya, okay, fine, minsan. Pero have a purpose. Dapat may purpose din yung social media mo. Just don't have it kasi lang. Have a purpose why it's there. So, yung planting seeds mo, kahit it's gonna be, a year pa later, may purpose ka pa rin. You want to say that you're a yoga teacher and then maybe someday you're gonna offer something, but have a purpose with your messaging. Okay, next teacher. Ayan, so kakasabi ko lang. For Facebook and Instagram, be clear on your messaging. Create a content calendar. So, para mapaplan out mo na siya. So, this is really good pag ako, sa totoo lang, may days ako na super creative ako and then may days na I just wanna lie down. So, you want to plan it ahead kasi pag wala ka na dun sa mood, nakakreate ka na ng calendar mo, you can schedule post. Check out Facebook Creator Studio where you can plan ahead, you schedule your post on Instagram and Facebook page all at the same time. And it's free and it's very user-friendly. So check out Facebook Creator Studio. Tapos, okay. So, I'll show later yung calendar. Gusto mo yung messaging mas clear. So, kunyari si Teacher Jan or si Aisha likes to teach kids. One of your content pillars, this is going to be the topics that you're going to talk about in your social media. Kailangan nandun yung kids. Nandun yung word na yoga. What else do you give them? Let's say, relieve anxiety. So, or improve their health. You want your messaging to be hindi all over the place. Like, yes, you want to teach all the yoga classes, but if you want to really hone in kung who do you want to be known for, katulad ng sabi ni Teacher Leona kanina, what are you passionate about? Kasi madugo ang social media sa totoo lang. So let it be something that you love to do. Let it be something that you're passionate about, that you can talk about it for hours. Choose a theme that represents you, importantly. Don't try to be yoga with Adrienne. And Teacher Leona, artista pala siya. She's an actress.
Baka?
Yeah, she has movies.
The follower.
Diba? So, may advantage na siya kaagad.
Kahit na kasi tayo, girl.
Diba? Diba? May advantage na siya. Artista pala siya. Tapos tayo, we're trying to be... Diba?
Tayo kasi artistahin lang.
So, huwag tayo mag-compare. It's really about, kaya ang ganda ng sinabi ng teacher, it's find your purpose. Kasi that's what's going to make you unique. Sinabi din to ni Rose, ni Diane kanina na who you are, your uniqueness, is your superpower. Like, I love people with big personalities kasi hindi mo sila maiko-compare sa ibang tao eh. Like, siya yan. Like, si Teacher Leona. I mean, who offers a 6 a.m. class? I mean, si Teacher Leona lang yon. So what is unique about you? This is really more about cultivating who you are. It's not about, oh, how can I do that better? But it's about how can I do that better, but with my personality. So find your uniqueness, bring it out there. That is actually your theme. That is going to be your content that you're going to put out there. Okay, so nagibigay ako ng examples dyan. You have stress management, mindfulness, healthy living. Focus on those 3 or 6 na theme para hindi ka all over the place. Kasi ito yung seeds na pinaplant mo sa digital space. Like if I type mindfulness yoga, for example, oh, si Nikki pala yun. So lalabas si Nikki because you've been mentioning mindfulness yoga for 10 years na. Nasa taas ka na ng Google search. Diba? But if you're talking about 100 things for 10 years, kalat pa rin siya. So choose a lane that you want and nurture it. Nurture that. Choose your content buckets. You want to plan out your social media and gusto mo siyang medyo pantay. Hindi siya puro all about you. Hindi siya puro all about asanas lang. You want to kind of balance it out. But again, put your personality in there. Ang isang mali na ginagawa sa social media, it's just selling. This is my offer, this is my offer, this is what I do, da. Hindi siya nag-share about family photos. Yung iba naman, puro family photos, ano pa ginagawa niya? Like, ano yung offer niya talaga? So, you want to balance that out. Meron dito entertain. Ako personally, hindi ako maka-meme na tao. So, hindi rin ako nag-share ng meme kasi hindi ko naman personality yon. Maybe there's another way for you to entertain. Maybe you can dance, you can sing, something, but you want to balance it out. Ayun, just make sure you have a CTA. When you have an offer, sa dulo yun ang caption mo, or even just kailangan na sa caption mo siya. Have a purpose. Anong gusto mong gawin ng customer mo? Do you want them to go to the link to your website? Do you want them to go to your social media? Do you want them to go to your YouTube channel? Decide on what you want your customer to do, and it's going to be part of their customer journey. Where do you want to take them? Yun ang CTA mo. And make it very, very clear. Sign up, check out my video. Those are CTAs. You can like, share. Those are CTAs. Reuse content on all your channels. Kasi nag-omni-channel ka na, you're all over the place. Kung ano yung ginamit mo sa social media mo, you can also use that in your blog. You can also use that in your YouTube channel. This way, yung content mo, same pa din, pero you just have to adjust them. Okay. Isa dito na hindi ko binanggit na social media is LinkedIn. For example, ang target market mo are corporate women. That is the best place to find your students. But you have to kind of tweak your language when it comes to LinkedIn. Although ngayon medyo nagiging liberal ng LinkedIn, medyo kung anong ginagawa sa Facebook, minsan yun na rin ang content. Pero that's a place that you can find your targeted audience. Okay, next po. Okay, here's a social media calendar. Contact me, I can send this to you. So, for example here, di ba meron tayong themes? I said earlier, kailangan i-balance natin siya. So, for Monday, my theme would be inspire. So, this would be your quotes, any story that you have that's inspirational. It can even be testimonial ng student mo. It's so important. Mag-add kayo ng testimonial sa post nyo. Inspire. And then for Tuesdays, I want to educate. Sa totoo lang, ang promos mo and what you do, educate talaga siya. I mean, sana ang purpose ng social media mo is to share your message, share a lifestyle, share what yoga can do for them. Yun yung part ng educate. But you don't want to sobrang information that you want to educate them from Monday to Friday. So, iba-balance out mo lang siya. Now, Wednesday, I put share. Share something personal na walang kinalaman sa yoga. Kasi minsan, for me, gusto ko ng breather. Like sabi ko, Teacher Leona, nagbebenta rin siya ng Sanserval. Tama ba? Sanserval, diba? Sabi ko, at least hindi ka puro yoga, diba? Like, totoong tao ka, may life ka, may iba ka pang interest. And that's really important.
Like,
go ahead, teacher.
Yeah, kasi sometimes, I teach yoga full-time at times because I teach the yoga teacher training, and that's like 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. So like sometimes it can be too much yoga. So pag gumraduate na yung batch, I would do something that's not yoga related. Ayun ngayon, nagbebenta ako ng Sansrival just because I don't even make the Sansrival. I just want to sell. Yun, mahilig lang talaga ako magbenta.
Yeah.
Tapos, yeah, and then sometimes I do makeup, whatever, anything that's not yoga related, just to keep me sane, because sometimes yoga can feel like a job, because it is a job, no matter how much I love it, diba? Burnout is real, guys. It's real.
Yes. And sa totoo lang, as much as we are yoga teachers, we are not just yoga teachers. We are moms, we are sisters, we are daughters, we do other stuff. And maybe minsan, yes, Charm?
Sorry.
And maybe gusto mo lang din ipakita na tao ka. Kunyari, you posted about like my favorite movie is Matrix, and may nakataong nakarelate about that. Tapos if that student would want to have a teacher na merong sariling understanding dun sa favorite movie niya, you just never know. So share your favorite book. Kasi that connects you with your ideal student. Isa din yan. kunyari kasama sa target market mo are moms, for example, kasi you have kids teachers, diba? You have kids yoga. So you want na um, ang i-mention mo is about kids. So it doesn't have to be just about the yoga. You can also share, oh, alam mo yung anak ko, ganito yung ginawa namin kanina. Grabe, no, it's so hard to be a mom, ganito, ganyan. And then you kind of sneak in na you have a kids yoga class. But let it be genuine, syempre. Pero may purpose pa rin yung post mo. Okay, okay. I love seeing your faces there. Time check. Okay, guys can stay along pa if you want. Okay, next one, teacher. Okay, tapos this is an empty one that you can use. So contact me, I can give this to you. Para magpo-plot ka na. Okay, YouTube channel. Sige, YouTube channel tayo. I just checked na si Yoga with Adrian started in 2012. Tapos, ang unang kumuha ng videos niya for yoga are director of a movie. Hello! Diba? Ay, paano tayo makikipag-compete doon? Pero she used her connection, she used her network. Parang she just had a head start from all of us. So, pero ang ginawa niya din, ang in-offer niya was yoga for gardeners, yoga for chefs. Gumawa siya ng video. So, nakahanap siya ng kind of a gap somewhere or hindi pa nagagawa ng iba. And that's something talaga na you can find that's unique to you. Now, we can do yoga however we want, sa totoo lang. And if it's not your personality to be on video, don't. Like, it's gonna come out. Yung energy mo that's forced, don't. Ako, for example, minsan mas gusto ko yung nagme-meditate lang ako, more than the poses. I love yin. I like doing it slow. So whatever works for me, do it. Pero alam mo, encourage ko pa rin kayo, mag-YouTube channel kayo, even if konti lang yung post nyo. Kasi it's a search engine. When you search sa Google, lalabas din yung YouTube channel mo. Pag clear, that's why, Jana, maganda isa lang ang name mo. Kasi you want the same name para sa different offers mo. Para you're pushing just one brand instead of pushing 3. So, nakafocus ka sa isa. And yun yung pupush mo everywhere. Ilalagay mo siya, pa-plant seeds mo siya everywhere. And ang YouTube mo can be, pwedeng ang customer journey mo is, I'm a student who likes to go on YouTube. So, search ko siya. And then, dun kanya mahahanap. And then, pupunta ka sa website. Diba? And YouTube marketing is a whole new other kind of marketing. So, you choose kung gusto mong YouTube. Gabi, parang another course on YouTube marketing. Hindi enough nga ang one day for it. Pero choose kung saang platform ka comfortable. Where are you? Okay. Okay, next. Teacher sa ano na lang. Next, ang TikTok. And this is for kung ang age bracket nyo ay 16 to 24, okay? So, just an option for you. Okay, next na, teacher. Okay, sige. Okay na. So, I love Teacher Leona's way because she has her own email newsletter na. Parang regular na siya. Okay, pero overwhelming ang email newsletter. Before kayo mag-start ng emails, magpa-plan ka na, meron ka ng email sequencing. So, hindi ka gagawa ng isang email lang. You already know ano yung next na message mo. Third message mo. Fourth message mo. Fifth email mo. So, para siyang, it's another funnel. You want to take them on a journey. If it's your first time emailing them, magiging general mo na yung sasabihin mo. Introduce yourself. May mga free ones na pwede kang nakaschedule na yon. If I go to the first email, that will trigger na I will receive the second one. Okay, and then if I open the second email, will trigger to, let's say, it will go to my website or go to my YouTube channel. Pero ang ganda ng email kasi it can also be very personal. Like may mga taong hindi mahilig sa social media, but they check their email every day. So it kind of also about finding your niche. Saan comfortable yung audience mo. I have a student, for example, na hindi siya nagsa-social media, hindi siya nagpa-vlog, pero nakikita niya yung email. So it also depends. At gawin nating example yung kay Teacher Leona. So she had a sign up for digital marketing class. She captured your email and now she can send you anything related na another offer for
Now
you.
I can spam you. Just kidding.
So it's another way for you to reach your audience. Tapos nagiging top of mind ka din. It doesn't even matter kung hindi sila mag-open. Kasi nasa subject line pa lang, nagpa-pop up yung name mo. Para rin siyang Instagram and Facebook. Para siyang feed. Okay, oo nga. Papaalala niya sa akin na ganito. And you can even start with just sharing a quote. What is your feeling about this quote? Share how this has influenced your yoga journey. It can be as simple as that. Pero yun nga, maganda you plan it out kasi useless siya if you just, hindi siya regular. Email has kind of to be regular siya. Okay, next one, teacher. Blogs. Blog is like, read the stats here, free marketing siya that will rank up your website, send more people to your social media, capture emails, and just put your personality out there. So, minsan, and I know, hindi naman tayo lahat mahilig din magsulat, pero it can just be something that a good to have that you can really take advantage of. And again, maybe it's a challenge for us to write, then maybe we can, conquer that challenge and say, yeah, I'm going to try this one. And it's not even going to be about perfect. Just share your personality as well. And kung may website ka, always good. Actually, dapat may blog ka talaga. And maganda siyang mahaba para marami kang words, keywords for your SEO. Like si Teacher Leona, yung website niya, ang dami nun. Nagustuhan ko talaga yung website niya kasi lahat ng questions ko nandun na. And ang kailangan ko lang siya, I just emailed her, I just needed to feel like kung ito ba yung taong gusto kong makausap and maging teacher ko. Yun na lang. Kasi nandun na lahat sa website niya eh. So, blogs are good for kung sino ang market mo. Kunyari, you want long tail, magsa-search ako yoga for back pains. If binimension to, if you have a post about this, mas may chance siya na lumabas ka sa Google search. So, ito yung mga freebies talaga that you can do. Pero yeah, matrabaho siya. Ang daming kailangan gawin. So, just bite what you can chew. You don't have to eat the whole thing. Do what you can today. Next one. Okay, para sa mga may physical yoga studios, make sure na nasa Google My Business ka. They're going to send you that mark na ikaw yon, just to confirm. So it's just a freebie. Now, grabe na sa social media. Ay, okay. Okay na, ayun. Next one, teacher. Ito na lang. So, just tips. Do what you love and be genuine. Choose whatever platform you want to be in. Maybe focus on one first if it's overwhelming kung sa lahat ka. But really try to be you kasi yun yung unique about you. Your uniqueness is your superpower and that is what will identify you and from all the other yoga teachers. And this is about us really being ourselves kasi lahat tayo, we have different target markets. There will be different people who will be attracted to your energy na hindi kailangan lahat. So, important to be yourself when you're doing digital marketing. Do what works for you and your style. Kung saang platform ka comfortable, do that. And don't fall for the comparison trap. Kasi, you'll go insane comparing kung how many likes yung sa'yo and then for someone else. And also, hindi porket konti yung likes doesn't mean low yung reach niya. If you go to Instagram, hindi na siya about likes ngayon. It's about yung reach. If you go to Instagram, I don't know if makikita nyo to. Meron na siyang insight. Kunyari, this one. Kunyari, ang isang post has only 10 likes, but if you go to insight, you'll see the reach na yung reach niya, mas mataas siya. Like, ang reach niya 156, yung likes niya 10 lang. So, yung hindi mo siya pwedeng i-judge by just the likes. It's about how many viewed it, how many impressions, and minsan hindi mo siya makikita. It's just, these are vanity metrics as well. So, try not to identify your self-esteem and your self-worth kung how many people liked your post or kung walang nag-share. So don't fall for the comparison trap. Selling is the highest form of service. Para dito sa mga nahihirapan din mag-charge or mag-sell, like really talk about the business, so much more for us because what we are selling is a lifestyle. We want to help them improve their health. I mean, come on, diba? We are trying to help them. You have to let them know that this is what you do. It's almost like a crime if you don't tell them that this is what you do and that you have this great offers. So think about that instead of thinking, oh, I don't want to be, I don't want that business side. And building a business can be your spiritual journey. Kasi it will try your patience, it will question your self-worth. It will, I mean, Teacher Jot, I want to ask her, paano mo nababalance yung full-time job and, having yoga on weekend? So it will really stretch you out. And try to really welcome this opportunity for another level of your awakening. Like, how can I balance my spirituality with my business, which is so challenging, but not impossible? And when you overcome that, well, maybe majo-join mo na si Buddha somewhere. And always anchor in your why. Bakit mo siya ginagawa? Why do this? Sobrang daming gagawin. Because you want to, again, remember na you are trying to help people. Isn't that something to wake up to in the morning? So, yun lang. Thank you. If you have questions, you can just message me while we're out of time.
Thank you so much, Teacher Ness. And thank you, everyone, for participating.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
before
so
we formally end, actually meron pa tayong
Thank you.
activity sana na gagawin, but we have run out of time. So I posted a link in the chat box. That's our Facebook group, especially for this for this event, for the participants of this event. Please join that Facebook group. That's going to be our accountability group, our support system. If you have questions about digital marketing, you can reach me and Teacher Ness in there. Also, all the other participants today na merong experience with digital marketing, if you have things to share, you can share it there. And also, I want to see your outputs. I want to see your offers. If you want to, you can post it there, and there is where you'll find validation from your co-teachers that this idea is great, and you can even find collaborators in that group. So please join our Facebook group for digital yoga teachers. All right. So this webinar has been brought to you by yours truly, Leona of Bodhi Yoga Center, and Teacher Ness Dubla of Mindful Digital Marketers. So before we end, I'd just like to share the services that we offer in case somebody or you yourself would need them in the future. So Bodhi Yoga Center is right now, it is online, and we also offer in our studio here in General Santos City. Our flagship offer are our yoga teacher trainings. Right now, I offer a 200-hour teacher training online. It's Hatha and Vinyasa. And in October, hopefully, when the pandemic is a little bit more calm, I will be offering a 300-hour advanced yoga teacher training in Siargao. So if you're interested in that, you can contact me about it. It will be about, it will focus on adaptive yoga and accessible yoga for different bodies and different abilities. And we will be teaching yin yang and yoga nidra. All right. So we also teach continuing education workshops and courses for yoga teachers, such as this digital marketing one. And we also offer corporate wellness classes. And Teacher Ness is from Digital Marketers.
Thank you, teacher. We have a digital marketing agency. We go from the start, like we also do FB ads, we do consultation. So we have free consultation. You can actually contact us. You would also want to talk to my partner who does the technical stuff. Kasi kami din, we're like collaborating. I do the more creative stuff. Siya naman ang more technical stuff. So yes, we do we do everything actually under digital marketing. So that's branding. We also have SEO team. We have the sales funnel, the ads, websites is our main goal now, and we cater to people like you who are into the personal development space. So we are used to this kind of marketing where it's not about spammy marketing or spammy tactics, but it's really more about you being you, and we try to help you with your mission in making the world a better place. Yay.
Heal the world. All right. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for participating. Can we all turn on our cameras? Isang ano lang, isang magandang screenshot
Isang
lang.
picture.
Isang picture lang po. Thank you so much. I hope to see you again in the future.
Wala ako naka-join.
Sige, isa pa. Dali, turn it on. Charot.
Si Ared.
Cindy Cruz. Diyan ka pa ba? Natulog ka na yata. Alright. 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank
Thank you.
you so much, Dee.
Thank you.
Oh, diba?